Hey guys, what's up? It's MatchPoint here, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you an ultimate operator guide for Dokkaebi. We will be discussing everything from her loadout to her ability. So if you do find this video useful, consider dropping a like on the video. If there are any topics that you would like me to cover next, or if you have a specific topic that you are struggling with and would like me to cover them, well, comment it down below so I know to do them. If you are new around here, welcome, and I hope you enjoy the video. So let's get on into it. First of all, we'll be talking about Dokkaebi's loadout. So for Dokkaebi's loadouts, she has the option of the MK14 EBR. Now this gun is actually a DMR, and then her other option is the Boss G. I would recommend using the MK14 EBR, as if you combine it with a quick trigger finger, then it can be a very deadly weapon. I wouldn't recommend using the Boss G, as there is a substantial amount of recoil to it and you're only limited to 2 shots. Now, for Dokkaebi's secondaries, she has the options of the C75 Auto or the SMG-12. These two secondaries are both great in many different ways, as if you're able to handle the recoil of the SMG-12, then it can be a fantastic secondary and a real asset to have. On the other hand, if you do struggle to control the recoil, then I would recommend going with the C75 Auto, as it is a lot easier to control. And with that being said, the C75 Auto is still a very strong secondary. Now for Dokkaebi's gadgets, she has the option of the frag grenade or the smoke grenade. Now these are both great gadgets to have, and Dokkaebi has really got a good selection of secondaries and gadgets here, which is one of the many reasons why she is such a great operator. Now for her gadgets, it really depends on how you're going to be playing that match and what your team plan is. Do you have any other operators on your team that are able to carry smokes? And if the answer is no, well then my advice will be to take the smokes, as you will need it and they can be very helpful for getting that plant down. If you already do have someone with smokes, such as a Montaigne, then feel free to go ahead and take the frag grenades if that's your route. Now bear in mind that these two are still both personal preference and that you can choose any one. Now we're going to be moving on to what role should you be playing as Dokkaebi and why. With Dokkaebi, I would recommend to be playing as a support or an entry fragger/fragger. If you don't have the greatest understanding of those operator roles that I've gone and mentioned, well, I've got a video covering all of the operator roles in Siege, and there'll be a card in the top right for that video if you need the information. So why should you be playing those roles? Well, she can make a great support operator simply because of a logic bomb, which is her ability. We'll be getting into more detail about that. But the logic bomb reveals a lot of intel to you and your team. As well as this, if you do decide to take the smoke grenades, that can make some great support for your team as well. Now Dokkaebi can also be a fantastic entry fragger/fragger, like I mentioned before, and this is because she has a lot of fragging capabilities. She has a solid primary weapon and also has 2 fantastic secondaries on hand. Now we're going to be moving on to Dokkaebi's ability. Dokkaebi's ability is the logic bomb, which actually sends a virus to defenders' phones so that they will call and make a buzzing noise. This is a low buzzing noise but can be heard from a certain proximity quite well, and it does compromise the enemy's position. Now the reason being is that they're going to be emitting a noise from their phone, which will ultimately reveal their position to the attackers if they're in a certain range to hear it. This can be very effective at revealing a lot of intel to your team. Now with Dokkaebi's logic bomb, communication is key, as if your teammates are in trouble, maybe they have a roamer on them and they're not sure on where their position is, or say if your teammates or yourself don't actually have a drone to go and drone out, well guess what, you can go ahead and activate your logic bomb, which will reveal a lot of information for you and your team. As well as this, the defenders are actually going to have to go on their phone and disable the noise. Now whether they decide to actually go and disable it is up to them. Either way, it's a win-win situation for your team, as either they'll have to go ahead and disable it and be compromised for about 5 seconds or so, as they're not actually able to move or hold out their gun, and on the other hand, if they decide to go and leave it on ringing, then they will have that low buzzing noise, which will ultimately compromise their position. However, Echo is actually immune to Dokkaebi's calls. Yep, that's right, when Dokkaebi goes ahead and activates her logic bomb, Echo will be immune to it and not have a call, so just keep that in mind. Now, in addition to this, Dokkaebi can actually go ahead and hack the defender's cameras. Now, when playing Dokkaebi, when a defender dies, they will go ahead and drop a phone on their body where they died. Dokkaebi can then walk up to this phone and go ahead and hack it. Now you might be wondering, well, what does this mean when the defenders have been hacked? Well, everyone on your team will actually be able to go and look at the defenders' cameras and see what the defenders would see if they were to go on their cameras. Now, the cameras would normally be blue and a blue flashing colour should appear, but when Dokkaebi goes ahead and hacks them, they will actually turn yellow. Now, the defenders have to decide whether they are going to shoot the camera or they're going to keep it but expose their position. This can be very effective against intel operators such as Valkyrie and Maestro, as you will also have access to their cameras. Now, if your team manages to go ahead and kill a spawn peeker, well, within the first 5 seconds of the round, you've actually gone and got yourself a phone that you can go and hack for access to their cameras. When their cameras are hacked, make sure to go and tell your teammates as well, as this intel will be very useful to them. And if you have a teammate that died early on, well, you can get them to sit on the cameras for you and watch for intel. And if you manage to go on a roam clear and manage to clear out the roamer, well, there you go, you've got another phone right there that you can go and hack for access to the cameras. Now we'll be moving on to what operators combine well with Dokkaebi. IQ can be fantastic when used with Dokkaebi, as if Dokkaebi goes ahead and activates her logic bomb, well, when IQ goes and opens her electronic detector, she can go ahead and see the defenders on their phones because it is an electronic. Now, I covered this tip for IQ in one of my 5 useful tips and tricks for IQ videos, and that will be a card in the top right if you're looking for that information for that video. Last but not least, we'll be talking about the various counters to Dokkaebi. Now, first up is one that we've actually already talked about, which is Echo. Echo is immune to Dokkaebi's logic bomb when she activates it. Now, another counter is that if a defender is standing within a certain proximity of a mute jammer, you will be immune to Dokkaebi's logic bomb. Now, to be immune, you do actually have to go ahead and stand in the mute jammer before Dokkaebi's logic bomb is activated, so you can't have the logic bomb activate, your phone pop up, and then run over to a mute jammer and cancel it. That doesn't work. Now, to be able to tell if you're in the proximity of the mute jammer, there should be a blue icon that will appear like a circle in the bottom of your screen, and then you'll be immune to Dokkaebi's logic bomb. And that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you have all enjoyed. If you did, or you found this video useful, then make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe for more tips and tricks like this. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.